Changa and burn it down, Kim Brown.
Yes, sure.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
anniversary.
Whoa.
BPM is in effect. We've made it to 1 year. It's been heavy duty, hardcore, but
Yes,
we're here.
indeed.
So we appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of our hosts. We have some of the dopest hosts on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I am honored as one of the co-founders and one of the hosts. I'm honored to have to work with such a great group of people. You know what I'm saying? And it hasn't been an easy year. We've bumped heads and we've done all types of things, but we're here, we made it, and we are definitely grateful for our great talent, host wise, and our great our chat. Our chat is the dopest chat in the whole fucking world. So know that.
Indeed.
Say that.
Indeed.
Yes.
Happy anniversary, my Africans of all skin tones, complexities, shades, proclivities, and I guess levels of political maturity, I suppose.
Perhaps.
Kalanji, I'm very glad you even mentioned the whole bumping heads thing, because I think that's important to acknowledge, because even at the end of the day, if we bump heads, there's still no question that we are all on the same side. We all want the exact same things. So whether or not we have personal disagreements, not even personal disagreements, but different perspectives and different viewpoints on things, at the end of the day, I know I'm standing on the correct side of the barricades, along with Kalanji, along with Jackie, along with Kamal, along with Jared, along with Air Doctor, along with everybody. So yeah, this is
a lot of alongs, but right on.
Hey, it's a lot of comrades, dog. We deep.
Right? True indeed, and we got to recognize, we're supposed to bump heads as a people because of the fact that, we're running around scrambling inside of a colony. And it's like a bunch of ants or something. And we say ants, shout out to the FTP movement. It's like ants trying to scramble and figure things out. You know what I mean? So none of us on the planet have all the right answers. And if we did, we wouldn't be in the particular position that we're in right now. But with that being said, I want to shout out two people, because more important than it being the Black Power Media anniversary, today would have been the 80th birthday of Minister Huey Newton of the Black Panther Party. I want to share with you all, I met Minister Huey as a teenager. I was at LaGuardia Airport in New York, and I was flying to Atlanta. I was still living in Connecticut at the time, and I was like, I walked up to him. I was like, damn, it looked like Huey Newton right there. And I was staring at him for a while. We was going in the same direction, and I walked up to him. I said, Black Power, brother. He's like, Black Power. He looked at me and kind of smiled, because I was smaller than I am now, of course. And I was like, man, when I want to be a leader, I want to be a leader like you. And he responded, he said, keep serving your people. Keep serving the people. You know what I'm saying? And that right there was just that moment. But I also want to acknowledge today is also the 21 years ago today. Khalid Abdul Muhammad made his transition, and we attended his funeral in New York at that time. And the fact that we chose this particular date for the launch of Black Power Media, one of the things that, if you all know us and you've been around us, just know that we always choose dates of significance because of the fact that it's necessary for us to, plan ourselves, as Kim just said, on the right side of the barricades. You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to share that, and I'm gonna shut up and let y'all rap.
Yeah, Khalid was that dude. I actually got to sit down at a table with him, and he got to tell me the story about the bees and how they work together and organize. And I was like, man, just a story like that, and you don't even think about it, but you realize all the stuff they do to keep their colony together. It's amazing. That was a great brother. No
and he made this transition right here in Marietta, Georgia.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, folks didn't know
that. I did not realize that. Wow.
Yeah. So he, like I said,
brain aneurysm.
Yes, and we know how that should go.
Yeah.
I was still
in
school at the time. Yes, sir.
Real quick, can we give a big up to Anthony D?
Anthony D, that's my peoples. Shout out
Kicking
to
it
Anthony D.
off.
He
He
just
said
ran
he
us some
found
bucks.
y'all by accident, and next to calling my mom at 8 a.m. Nothing more I enjoy than listening, learning, getting educated, and educating. Then, hey, listen, man, we appreciate you, Anthony D. We appreciate all of you, all of
And
you.
we appreciate Mama Anthony too. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely, Mama Anthony.
You know, yeah.
And I'm speaking of mamas. My mama birthday, she'll be 71 years old tomorrow. So shout out to Mama
Happy
Mary.
birthday,
You know what I'm
Mama
saying?
Mary.
Happy birthday, Mama
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
so can we use what Anthony did in the chat? Can we use this as an opportunity, guys? This is the 1-year anniversary of Black Power Media. Obviously, this is a non-corporate channel, right?
That's right.
This ain't Roland Martin. Verizon ain't breaking us off with 50,000.
Nope.
You feel me? So let's take Anthony's lead here. If you are able, please run the channel some bucks, man. The channel needs to stay afloat. This channel puts people to work trying to bring a lot more content that you all will find valuable and engaging and useful. So if you have a couple extra dollars, run it in the super chat or join us on patreon.com/Black Power Media. We would really appreciate it.
And Ricky Ryan, stop starting shit. We see you over there. Damn bat people, man. Bat always come with that bullshit.
What you saying? What you saying?
MFTP, that's what we do. We in the same
right
game.
There. Stay right there.
Oh shit.
Stay
Hold
right
on, I gotta. Hey, Jackie, don't do that. Folks gonna be like, they're in the same house. Hey, but true story. Hey, true story. I ran into a cat last week. I was telling an ear doctor, and this cat in the restaurant, and he was like, oh man, he was all happy about, man, I check you out on the remix, you know what I'm saying, Black Power Media and all that. So he asked me, was ear doctor and Kim together? Yeah, I said together like what? They part of the same crew, but he was like, nah, it looked like they was in the same house one time. I said, listen, I ain't putting nothing past ear doctor.
Okay, what y'all hear? Ear doctor flushed the toilet or something?
Always ATL.
Hey, ear doctor was rushing one day and put your robe on.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Hold on. We get some coins over here. Aaliyah Collins, pop them off.
Y'all.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you all.
Darren Mack in the building.
Y'all.
Franny French.
Thank you, Franny France.
Okay. And Franny put something on the show yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Franny French as well. You know what I'm saying? She's our official we invited Franny to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? So
well, don't forget David. Don't forget David, Mr. Big Pun Silberg. Don't forget.
Well, Franny's the Maryland Buck of the chat, and David, we're gonna give him David Gilbert of the chat. So yes, so yeah. But shout out to all you,
man. This, I mean, this whole thing is. I know when Jared told us about me and Abdus about starting the channel, and we were like, oh, that's dope, And we've always been real unassuming about what we do. We're just over here like we're just gonna do our thing, and if we enjoy it, if we're proud of it, we're cool. And then when Jared texted me and said, I want you all on the channel, and I told Abdus, and he was like, oh, and that dude did not get like visibly excited over a whole lot of stuff other than me and his favorite dress. But I mean, that dude was like, oh, word, Dr. Ball, he wants us to be on the channel. Oh, dope. Like New Jersey came all out of that 55-year-old man, and it was hilarious. And the first show, that man was nervous. He was nervous. He was like, does the sound okay? Jackie, the sound fucked up. He's fussing at me in the background. That man was proud of the fact that we got an invitation to be a part of this from Jared Ball. And the more he got to know you all, the more he really thought of you all as family. Kalanji, you know how he felt about you.
That's my man.
I mean, I am proud.
We still here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe in like I said, I am pro spiritual. So I don't believe in a transition of sorts. You know what I'm saying? I got my favorite jeans that every now and then they gotta go. My favorite shirt, it has to
Damn,
go.
Enoch.
I don't believe in that. That's right. Shout out to Enoch. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to say, you know what I'm saying? I see Jared in the chat. He's supposed to be doing some other work, but I ain't even supposed to be in the chat. But that's all.
Get in here, Jared.
Yeah, I want to say, like, on the real to your story. I had been I had two journalists throughout my quote unquote organizing career that I knew that I could reach out to, and they would you know, they show me love. You know what I'm saying? So on the organizer tip, and that was Jared and Davey D, right? So I've been knowing these cats for years. So I had I'd always respected Jared's work, and you know, once we invited him on Renegade Culture, you know, it was just like he was a part of the crew. So last year, January of last year, I was just like, damn, you know, we got to get a little bit closer with what it is we're doing and come up with something that's correct. So I text Jared. I was like, yo, Jared, man, you know, what you think about us putting together like a collective or whatever? Like he hit me back quicker than he's ever hit anybody. I mean, I don't even think I hit send. He's like, yeah, that's how. So then Kamal, the ear doctor, and I, we were already doing Renegade Culture, you know, and Minister Server. Shout out to Minister Server and Jai High. You know what I'm saying? But we came together. Jared got so pumped, he just started reaching out to every damn body, including y'all. We ain't know none of you motherfuckers. And all of a sudden we had he's like, such and such, the Luke My Nation is on, such and such. And then I remember later on he reached out to Kim and he was like, you know, I want you to check out this sister, Burn It Down, Kim Brown and whatnot. So the first clip I saw was the crazy shit she's doing with Fox. So I was like, okay, well, she fits in.
With Fox, he says. I was doing it with Fox. Yeah.
I'm like, bring her nutty ass in.
Listen, Kalanji, you don't even know like how boosted.
No, that's Colombian
Colombian pesos. He said, "Is that Bitcoin?" Wait a minute, hold on. Before I even get into how I became, can we, ear doctor? Do you want to shout out all this love that we get here?
Man,
yes, thank y'all.
Doing
this is crazy.
I feel like we're in a telethon.
Right.
Somebody got to take their shirt off at this point.
Big
right.
That's
not fair. Y'all sending out all this money and these men, they took off nothing. Hold on. Zach Kerner. Thank you, Zach, so much for your membership. Been a member for 13 months. Who else just ran us some bucks? Sugar Vaughn.
Yes.
Dropped us $40 and they say I got put on a few months ago and haven't turned back. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sugar
and
Vaughn.
let me tell you about Ajamu Baraka. The fact that dude let go of some money is hilarious.
Sugar Vaughn?
No, Ajamu Baraka, because that brother is tight. He let go of some money. Much love, the national organizer.
Oh, man. Yeah. Enoch Coalition has been a member, BPM member for 5 months. Happy anniversary, y'all. I can tithe to the church. Ooh, I can pay for my BPM membership and other politics and other political. Thank you. LOL. We appreciate you, baby. Thank you. Who is that?
Jetun B.
Okay.
So would rather send directly. YouTube/Patreon take their percentage. Yes, they do, but no response to my request. So here we go. Listen, I don't know the ways in which people do y'all have like Cash App and Venmo and that kind of stuff set up?
Right now we only have Patreon and the YouTube joint, whatever. But we're working on it, and also tonight the T-shirts will be available. They'll go.
Well, listen, about damn
time. Hey, we hey.
Listen, took a year.
Let me tell y'all something, man. We do a lot more work than sit up here hosting this shit. We gotta make logos. We gotta do all kinds of crazy shit. And at the same time, you know, we're organizers. So, you know, we still got somebody talking about they son got beat by the police.
Yeah.
This happened, so on and so forth. So we're rumbling, and we're fathers and mothers, and you know what I'm saying, and daughters and sons and all that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
definitely shout out to everyone that is giving today. We don't care if you got a nickel. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate what it is you're doing,
Yes.
because of the fact that we're looking to build a serious platform. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we are under the belief, as crazy and wild as we are, we're under the belief that we will be able to rival the CNNs and some of these other Negro broadcasts and podcasts and all that. We're not corporate sponsored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's big. That's so important, though, you know, Kalonji, because there's a lot of Black media that present themselves as not only Black owned, but being for Black people and advocating on behalf of Black issues. And you can't do that if MasterCard is writing you a check. You can't do that if you get in corporate money, because you are expected to stick to the corporate narrative. And that's not what we do here. and I'm grateful for that. Vicky Blues, thank you. Ghetto Symposium, thank you guys so much, y'all. I am y'all are blowing me away with all this. This is amazing.
And we got a new member, Devin.
New member Devin, Ricky Ryan, hit us up in the chat. Ajamu Baraka talking smack in the chat also.
Hey man, Ajamu's my man. I rock with Ajamu. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he won me over the other day. Shout out to Bap. You know what I mean? In the interview, him, folks like the Ruba, you know, y'all need to check our people out. I know that you know, folks always shouting out some of these other people, man, but we got some serious folks up in Arsenal. Yes. Shout out to that's Namdi. I don't think it's Namdi, but
hey, let me pronounce
Leah Boggs. My bad. You supposed to be messing the names up. I'm violating. What you gonna call Luya?
The cool thing about all of this, and it's what I found in my past, you know, 10 years of serious, intense organizing and being in an organization and being involved with you guys, just over the past year, is how honestly much, how really like family we are. Like when we get off the air here, but at least two of us go to a day job. You know, well, Jared does too. So we're up at 8, 7 o'clock, getting ready for this thing 3 days a week from 8 to 10. And then I go to my day job at By Any Means Necessary. Kim goes to her thing. Jared goes to teach them kids. I don't know what Kalonji does. Kalonji just goes and makes, I'm not sure.
Kalonji goes and stands behind the barricade.
Y'all just cold. I ain't gonna tell you what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? No snitching policy.
No snitching. Then after we get off work, we organize. But then, we are in an organization with people who honestly have become family. And I really do have to shout out folks like Ricky Ryan and Ajamu Baraka, because over the past year, you talking about holding the sister down. Bless y'all. Honestly, bless y'all. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jared's dead wrong. Man.
What?
Jared says in the chat, Kalonji is the Tommy of Black liberation. He ain't got no job.
He do.
Where Tommy work at? Where Tommy organizing at today?
Hey, shout out to my man Tommy, for real. Thomas Ford, you know what I'm saying? He's actually in the organizing new cool documentary. I know y'all get tired. I know y'all be like, this motherfucker talking about he know everybody. He be saying everybody, and then shout them out. I am blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be on this planet at the same time as y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say that I'm a fan of all your work, and of my people and our people. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that man, I mean, we don't show each other enough love, man. We spend so much time bickering and bullshitting and fighting. We get confused as to who the fuck the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? We sidetracking ourselves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to all you all. And whoever called me Tommy Jama Changa, Ghetto Symposium, I come to your hood. I will pull up. I just look like this. Now don't just get it twisted.
Renegade Pharaoh, thank you. Dawn, Afraid Not, love you, baby. Thank you, Renegade Pharaoh, for re-upping on your BPM membership. We love that.
Come out with the love today. I mean, you talking about some money.
Where you been? What is he doing?
He probably somewhere counting. Now he I think he got family business today, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Kamal who stresses us out as
Hey,
well.
real quick. We got a lot of announcements. We got a dope a party going on tonight at 7.
Yes.
And to
Shout
let
out.
y'all know what this money that's coming in, we are working on BPM production. So we are going to be helping people put out movies, videos, all types of content, because that's really what it's about. We want to help our community. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, this is a people-funded movement, y'all. So if you like what BPM is doing, if you like the message, if you like the content, this is what it's going to take, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Nandi, again for running us some bucks. And,
so
and
that's Obi. That's the different one. It was Nandi, and that's Nawadi. Yeah.
Thank you, Obi. Thank you, Obi. We appreciate it.
Nawadi his props, man, or her, or them, or they. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it's okay. At least the ear doctor didn't try to pronounce the name. He'd be like, no Ormond.
It would have been Noodles Obi or something.
And then we can come back and give a little bit of news. I know it's our anniversary, but let's do that real quick, and we come back and give us some news. Coco
in the building. Slap the map. We're in the building. Shout out to Sister Dr. May in the background. You know what I'm saying?
May.
You can slap the map.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome out once again to Black Power Media. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and y'all are tuned into that Boom Bap breakfast right here, right now. So make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all can know all the dope stuff that's coming out right here, right now, today, tomorrow, and the next day after that. And tell a friend to tell a friend that this is the place to be. Okay, so let's take a quick break. What I wanted to do is give love to a artist that goes by the name of Spring Gang. They got a song called Better Place. So just vibe on this. Let me throw a little bit of African history up there for y'all while you do it. All right. Victoria Santa Cruz.
There's a sparkle in your eyes. I feel the warmth of your skin. Just the touch of your hand makes me tremble within. The smell of your hair lying here in my bed. Never gonna be alone, 'cause with you I'm finally coming home. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always.
Let's go.
You are my world in every place.
Black Power Media. Come on.
It's the things that you do, and it's the smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place. Without your love, I am out of place. And without you, I am just a trace. I love you with all of my heart. Together forever, never to part. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always, always, yeah. You are my world in every place.
Word. With that said, on the screen right now, we have Victoria Santa Cruz, who is also known as the mother of Afro-Peruvian dance and theater. She is a choreographer, a composer, and an activist. Big up to Victoria Santa Cruz. Go do your history. Let's get back to the Remix Morning Show, y'all. All right.
It's a thing. Things that you do, but it's a smile on your face. As time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place.
Yeah.
That was a cold vibe. That was a cold vibe there. Cold
My
vibe.
bad. No.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, I finally got my reverb for today. Thank you.
There you
Hey, I'm
go.
going to give everybody a reverb today.
That was special. That was special.
Hey,
We got a
Kalanji.
couple more. Yes, sir.
Kalanji, real quick. Who does this look like, though? Don't this look like Sunni Ali's mom?
It does look like Ia Fulani. Yes, I can see when you say that. I can see when you say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ia Fulani, Sunni Ali. When you talk about freedom fighters and you talk about and notice I said freedom fighters first. When you talk about freedom fighters and then you talk about women in revolution, she was one of my OGs. She's one of the reasons why I'm in Atlanta now. Her and Baba Bilal Sunni Ali. If you all don't know who Fulani Sunni Ali is, and you talking about Asada Shakur, you need to rewind and you need to go figure out and find out what the deal is. But she was one of my my OGs, and I'm glad to say that she is a revered ancestor right now. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about women on defense, I remember being in a space with her where we were doing a lecture, and she stood up and she was like 60 something years old, I believe at the time. And she said, I'm 60 such and such. And she said, I'll whoop all y'all asses in here. And to this day, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? That includes me. So, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know, rise in power to Fulani Sunni Ali. We actually had her daughter Asantiwa on here a few months ago. And also we had Bilal Sunni Ali, who is a veteran Panther, along with Fulani, and member of RNA as well. So yeah, so definitely appreciate that shout out. I mean,
Well, y'all rock out.
All right, peace.
Yes. And shout out to the other folks, man. I see that we've been getting some more pesos in the building.
Amante, Clyde.
Yes.
Thank you, Amante.
Yes. Jamu, I don't know which rally you talking about, but you know what I'm saying, maybe you could tell me in the chat in Macon. But I'm glad you was there and we was there, so we must have burned that shit down. I'm thinking maybe it was the Kendrick Johnson piece, so maybe you know, you can clarify it for us. But yes, we're in the building. It's the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And we here to rumble. And right about now, we're gonna slap the map. And I'm gonna let the women of BPM are gonna lead this morning. I'm gonna stand back a little bit and you know, so you all can come
Let's
with those
roll.
stories. No doubt.
Let's do this.
Go.
Remix Morning Show. I'll be back at you. Right.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Black Power Media. It is our anniversary Remix Morning Show here on Black Power Media, the most dangerous platform on social media. Yes, we are. So we got some news. First, you know, Kalanji, you said yesterday that you wanted us to talk about good news. You know, you don't always want us to talk about the negative stuff that happens. Well, we got some good news to report this morning. Our sister and comrade Asantewa Nkrumah Ture won her court case yesterday in Philly against the gentrifying capitalist Bamas who were harassing, assaulting, and threatening her, trying to kick her out of her home before that lease was up. So she gets to stay for 30 days. They must vacate the premises. They cannot be there at all. She can change the locks. So she can abide by the original 30-day notice. So she has 30 days from the date of the decision, the date of the injunction. She has an additional 30 days to, find a spot. So she won. So, this is not a celebration of the court or legal system. This is a celebration of organizing, being in organization so you can learn and know your rights, and so that you can back down from not a fucking single soul.
All
Big
power
up
to the
to
people.
Asantewa and Nkrumah Toure for
Yes.
winning her case. Now let's make sure we get her, help her find a decent place to live, because housing is a human right, damn it. And we got to make sure we take care of our people. So there's your good news for our people for today.
Hey, listen. I ain't got no beef with that. And notice I was grammatically fucking up the English language on purpose. I ain't got no qualms with that. And I mean, I almost have tears in my eyes because of the fact that it's that's it's all power to the people. You know what I'm saying?
It really is.
That's
It really is. It really is, because I wanna emphasize that comrades from Party for Socialism and Liberation, Black Alliance for Peace, the Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign, and other folks who are in organization with Asantewa and who have worked with her for years came out and physically protected, provided support, and helped her. This is the benefit of being an organization. It's not, it's great to be an organization to learn the theory, but there's practice. And this is practice that goes along with the theory. This is why we do what we do. We're not just, sitting around learning Lenin and Mao and Marx and, all of the good theory. No, Bama, we put it to practice. And this is how we do it.
And I want to invite people.
Man.
Jacqueline, does the sister have her GoFundMe still active? Because I know you said that she met her goal, but at the same time, people don't need less money. So if there's any way that we can overfill her coffers, would you mind dropping that GoFundMe link back in the chat? Because I'm sure she could use a massage and a mani-pedi and all kinds of stuff after dealing with this excruciating situation of basically having to fight for her right to stable housing.
Yes, and I just shared the GoFundMe that is still active and open. Here it is. I shared that link in the chat. As you can see, yes, she did exceed her goal, but we need to eat. She needs to eat. You're right. She needs some rest and relaxation. Let's take care of our people. And let's remain vigilant. Let's remain vigilant, because, let's not pretend that just because the courts issued an injunction that these knuckleheads will, let's not assume that they'll abide by it. So, let's remain vigilant, but, absolutely celebrate the power of the people in winning this victory for our comrade Asantewa.
No doubt. And we claim no easy victories, but at the same time, we do celebrate when we can, because of the fact that like you saying, so often we're quick to point out where we're messing up. We have to make a concerted effort, because imagine if we change our thought pattern and we tell the people that we know are fucking up, because in fact, at the end of the day, we all fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I've mastered fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to trip on that. But at the end of the day, if we're able to encourage our brothers and sisters, then perhaps, even the smallest things, I would go into, just going into the hood stores and whatnot, man, and just calling somebody king or queen and everything, you know what I'm saying, that might feel like shit, and you just acknowledging them, you know what I'm saying? It goes a long way. And none of us are perfect, you know what I'm saying, because of the fact that, we're living, again, we're in this colony, and in this colony, we're gonna move like we colonized, unfortunately, until we shake that shit off. But definitely shout out to the people for assisting Mama Asantewa, and shout out to all of you who are not a part of an organization yet, but we do want to invite you to join organizations, because of the fact that here at BPM we have folks from Black Alliance for Peace, We have folks from Community Movement Builders, Seattle Movement, which is FTP movement, and a number of other different formations. And the point is that you have to be a part of something because of the fact that that's how they pick us off. They assassinated Malcolm when he was between organizations, when he was working on starting two other organizations. You know what I'm saying? But you have to insulate yourself because that is when they move on you when you are rolling dolo. You know what I'm saying? That's what you never see out in the wild. You see the lions, the hyenas. No one hyena is going to roll up on the one lion. You know what I'm saying? That's not about to happen. It's a gang of hyenas, and that's what the police are. They are hyenas. You know what I'm saying? They catch you out there. You're a lion. You know they're gonna roll on you. But when you 4, 5, 10 deep and you organize, then it's a different move. Now we see all the time that they'll roll up on folks and they'll make people move and all that type of stuff. But when you have an organized formation, it changes the game. I remember one time we was in Atlanta, we was doing our Feed the People program. Shout out to Baba OJ, who is an ancestor right now from the group Arrested Development. He was the elder in Arrested Development. But we were in front of the Royal Peacock here in Atlanta doing our food program. And I remember telling them, like, man, you know, the police always coming out here fucking with us. He's like, man, they just come messing with you for no reason. And like, sure as night is dark, within 10 minutes, 2 pigs roll up on us, a black cop and a white cop, right? And there's probably like 7 of us out there. And the white cop said, can we search you? Speaking of Fulani Sunni Ali, her son, my brother, Shakur, he looked at the cop and said, no. So the white cop turns pink. The black cop is rolling up on him. So I'm like, is there a problem? Because I'm trying to divert him from rolling up on my man. He's like, what you mean is there a problem? Such and such, such and such. I said, well, we out here and you rolling up on us or whatever. So we, you know, what's the problem? So he gets up close to me, up in my face. He's like, normally I'd be talking to you. You be on the ground. I said, shit, I feel the same way about you. So as we talking, more of the comrades are rolling up. So literally it's about 13, 14 of us at this point, right? So he's telling them they can go ahead. The comrades looking at me. I don't say anything, so they stand there. I said, oh, they with us. He's like, what you mean with us? I don't know you. I said, I'm Kalanja Jamachanga. How you doing? So he's still sitting there looking mad. And the pipe pig asked, you know, at the white cops, like, well, what are y'all doing out here? Baba OJ, he's like, we trying to feed the people if y'all stop fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? He's the elder. And long story short, you know, at the end of it, they're like, you know, he's like, well, can we go now? And the pigs are like, yeah. So the pig's still standing there looking at me. I walk away too. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't about to play the dating game with you. But it was because of the fact that we were organized that we were able to move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Had I been by myself, then they might have tried to move. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we gotta keep in mind that when we're out here in these streets, we can't just be rolling dolo. You know what I'm saying? So moral of the story. So anyway, all that to say, join the goddamn organization.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Societal Henshin, for your $5. Happy Revolutionary Anniversary.
Right.
Let's see many more. Thank you so much, Quaker Socialists. We appreciate your support.
Quaker Socialists. All right, then.
No doubt, no doubt. What kind of news we got today, good people?
So let's see. What you got, Kim?
Well, I got news about the Cracker Pigs right here in the District of Columbia.
Cracker Pigs.
Do we like stories about? No, we don't like stories about Cracker Pigs. let me rephrase that. But so I dropped a link in the chat. Now, Gerard and Mao are usually my visuals assistants. So I got you. My darling, thank you so much, Jacqueline.
Look at those sister power right there. Black girl magic.
Hey,
Jackie already own it. Jackie already own it. Now, Jackie, the link that I dropped in the chat, I thought it was going to be a link to an article, but it appears to be a link to a video. So I'm not sure if the video is loading. Do we want to watch this? Because I have talked on this channel specifically about NBC Washington, and well, basically all local news operate as cop stenographers. So let me not just isolate NBC Washington, but NBC Washington absolutely acts as cop stenographers. And it's really interesting because Metropolitan Police has had a number of kind of bad stories, but if you watch local DC news, you would not know that the Metropolitan Police Department is in as much disarray as it is. The forensics lab lost its accreditation last year. Again, right? Again. How are y'all prosecuting people for crimes and your forensic lab don't even have no credit? Anyway, what else happened? They had a leak last year. I won't even call it a leak. They were hacked, in which hackers released information about dozens of officers who had been brought up on a number of internal charges of assault to a whole bunch of things, but they were not firing these police officers. So the latest controversy that ought to be treated as a controversy, but many people will probably find it quite uncontroversial, that an alleged white supremacist is a lieutenant within the Metropolitan Police Department. At least this is the source of the investigation. So yesterday, the Black police chief, Robert Conti III, Jackie's cousin,
I don't claim that, Bama.
Had a press conference yesterday where, and I'm going to read this from the WTOP article, but we can look at the Channel 4 thing. Well, actually, let's look at the Channel 4 thing, because I like to point out, and I like to use this platform as an opportunity to critique the media, even though our baseline understanding of how corporate
told us he's Lieutenant
let's look at that.
Lamond. Sources say he's being investigated for possible ties to white supremacists. News 4 Shamari Stone shows us where this case goes from here.
DC Police Chief Robert Conti III says he put a Metropolitan Police officer on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an investigation.
He made the announcement at a news conference.
Based upon my review of the concerns that have been raised, it was my call to put this member in this current status. Again, I'm very limited in terms of what I can say. I will tell you that it is an ongoing investigation.
Sources familiar with the investigation tell News 4 Lieutenant Shane Lamond is under investigation for his possible affiliation with a white supremacy group. Chief Conti also didn't give specifics about why this officer is under investigation. He says he doesn't want the investigation compromised.
Concerns that were brought to our attention, again, were serious enough for us to collaborate with our federal partners.
Chief Conti says the federal partners MPD is collaborating with are the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
And I am hopeful that as we progress through this investigation and really get to the bottom of it, all of that information should be very open for the public to review.
The chief says he is committed to transparency and accountability. Outside Metropolitan Police Headquarters, I'm Shamari Stone, News 4.
Now, Shamari Stone is not as egregious as Mark Seagraves in terms of,
that's true. I agree with that.
Putting on the cape for the cops. But to take that information, and Jacqueline, I appreciate you highlighting what was very important there, that this person is under paid administrative leave. So allegedly operating as a white supremacist while as employed at the Metropolitan Police Department. Now, I've heard some other reports where he is in part being investigated for allegedly dispersing information or intelligence to white supremacist groups in advance of the January 6th insurrection, which should surprise no one, since we saw pictures of that day of police literally opening up the barricades. Now the police that were opening up the barricades were not Metropolitan Police, but we should safely assume that every police agency has at least some members, if not all the members, working at the behest of white supremacist organizations. So this is probably not surprising, especially to DC activists. People who live in the District of Columbia absolutely know that they are Klansmen wearing police uniforms and behaving as Klansmen as they go in and into our communities to harass us. But thoughts? Jacqueline, this is your city. You reside. You are a resident of Washington, D.C. There's Klansmen on your police force. I know you are shocked.
I am so shocked and appalled. Picture me shocked. Oh my God, how could this happen?
Show us your shock face, Jackie. Show us your shock face, Jackie.
Right.
It's Jackie's shock face right there. That's white girl magic. Show it one more time, Jackie. Up. That's Jackie's shock face. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want Jackie's shock face.
But how come we didn't get a picture of Klan cop?
Come on.
Where his picture at? Shouldn't we know what this Klansman looks like? Because
he looks like Biden.
It looks like Hunter.
Somebody needs to be able to look out for this dude when they finally let him off of administrative leave. Now remember, Conti is the same cop who was on the
Jump Out
task force. What was it called? The Adverse Actions Task Force, or something or other like that, a few years ago. Before he was chief of police, he was a lieutenant, I think, who overturned the internal IAD decision to fire 25 cops who had committed actual crimes, like assault, inappropriate behavior with a minor, all kinds of shit. Conti was a part of this adverse, I can't remember exactly what it's called now, adverse actions unit that decided within MPD to overturn the Internal Affairs Division decisions to fire those cops. This adverse actions unit said no. And those 25 cops who committed actual crimes did not get fired. So do we honestly think that Conti, first of all, didn't know that this guy was a Klansman? Please. Come on now. And second,
how some of this
he's actually going to fire this man? Get the heck out of here.
No, that's not going to happen. I mean, listen, I'm guessing that the cop, the person who was under this investigation, there must have been a monkey meme going around the department about Conti. Like something else happened here. You understand?
Exactly.
Like just being affiliated or even loosely associated with white supremacist group, I don't think is enough to warrant an investigation per these pigs. You understand? Because that's some shit that they generally do not care about. But I think perhaps racism must have been targeted at Conti for him.
Somebody said some shit about Conti and he got mad and he like, you know what? That's
what don't call me no nigga. But I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, when you talk about the policing agency in America itself, the system of policing, I mean, it was bred on white supremacy. We're talking about patty rollers. So that's number one. But secondly, every cop, and I'm gonna repeat it one more time, every cop is a part of the Klan because of the fact that they are members of the police association. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the police union itself is a white supremacist formation. Absolutely. So whether you're white, black, whatever. So if you want to know which cops are down with that, any cop that upholds policing in America is down with the Klan. So we can just, all the other shit is, like you said, somebody said something about his black ass. He got a picture of a monkey on his locker, so now he wanna go for broke. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody left a picture of a monkey in Chief Conti's uniform on his desk.
Exactly.
He decided to go after somebody. Yeah. I mean, after knowing damn well that if not all, most of these white folks on the MPD are Klansmen or members of some. Come on now. Man, listen, there was a whole Klan gang in the MPD. Come on.
Even in advance of the January 6th insurrection, there were big gatherings of Proud Boys and similar affiliated groups, one in November, one in December. And what did the Metropolitan Police Department do when they were assaulting district citizens on the streets? What did they do, Jackie?
What they did, Jackie? No, I think they did this, Jackie. Close their eyes. I don't see shit.
Did that.
They don't see nothing, and somehow lots of black people got arrested in those preceding events leading up to January 6th. Very few white Proud Boys and related groups got arrested, and the police was sitting up there kikiing with the Proud Boys, taking pictures, taking selfies. So no, this surprise is not what we're going for here, right? This is just further enlightenment about the types of occupations that the police departments do in Black communities. And let me say this really quick, because the spike in crime, I say crime loosely here in the district, resulted last summer in Mayor Muriel Bowser, Black Mayor Muriel Bowser, authorizing unlimited overtime for police, right? And yet the violent crime continues. And yet leadership doesn't put together, at least publicly, that, you know, more increased police funding does not diminish violent crime. But here come the police, all the money, all the resources, and yet the problems of the city still continue.
No doubt.
And would you believe that in the latest city council meeting, these Bamas are asking for 25% of the city's budget? They already get nearly $1 billion, but they asking for 25% of the city's budget because of crime. But every time somebody gets shot over here, they magically escape down Naylor Road to Suitland Parkway, and they can't never get caught. What the? It's 87 fucking cops out there, and they can't never get caught. Somehow they always escape. Get the
Jacqueline, but let me say real quick. I'm sorry, Kalonji. So like a few weeks ago, guys, that same police chief, Robert Conti, along with Muriel Bowser and along with my county executive, Prince George's County executive, Angela Also Brooks, they had a joint press conference where they were talking about the youth carjacking scourge that is happening. And we arrested over 100 youths over the past 3 months for carjacking, and playtime is over. That was Conti's position, right? That was his whole posture. And it's like, dog, how come we're not hearing about the home situation of these kids? Like, all you're suggesting is to incarcerate them and criminalize them, but y'all not looking at the deeper issues as to why so many juveniles allegedly are out here carjacking people. Like, there's some shit behind it besides the kids that just down to joyride. You understand? But they're not interested in looking at the deeper issues, the systemic issues, and addressing those. Instead, we need more police. More police, more police, more police.
Hey, man, listen. Shout out to John Keister.
Yay!
For his donation.
Thank you, John.
Shout out to Sharif Hakeem.
Thank you.
His donation.
Woo.
Salute for the content and dedication to Black people. We appreciate that. And we don't have commercials on this joint, but we do have breaks. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we're gonna bring on the ear doctor. Hopefully, and I gotta get some shit ready on this break. So sometime the ear doctor, I'll be going to the bathroom real quick and whatnot. And the ear doctor be like, "Oh, back to you, folks." I'm like, hold on, man. I'm just whipping. Hold on. My brother.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Ahead,
my brother. Whoa. Shout out to Tafari.
Whoa.
Melisse's way.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to BPM. May
How did you get that right?
That's my brother. Hey, look here, man. Tafari actually did my book cover, How to Build a People's Army. You know what I mean? So definitely, he's a powerful photographer. You know what I'm saying? I watched him grow. He's a comrade that I know in real life, and he's an awesome educator. So definitely,
man, because of y'all, because of Tafari and the Jamu, Brewski gets the brand name food this month. Damn.
Man, look here. Let me tell you something, man. They lucky I don't go get me a bottle for tonight of some of the finest.
Finest. Yes, bring me a zip of your sweetest chiba. Yes.
I know
anyway,
about that.
Check us out tonight, 7 p.m. We're gonna go this quick break with the Ear Doctor Remix Morning Show. Salute to all y'all for your support. Black
Remix. Army. Let's go.
Sometimes I rhyme fast, sometimes I rhyme slow. Yo, what's good, all y'all? How y'all doing out there today? All right, yo. So what we doing is we playing some music today and giving big ups to the artists. So before we do that, I did want to go ahead and while I am playing this artist music, give a shout out to a sister that's been doing it for a long time. Big up to Esther Rolle. That's right, Esther Rolle. Esther Rolle is straight from Florida. She born in 1920, made a transition in 1998. She was an actress, best known for playing Florida Evans on Good Times. She actually started on Maude, and the spinoff was Good Times. She got an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress. She's pretty dope. She also went to Spelman. Big up to Spelman. She started off being a dancer on stage doing plays with Melvin Van Peebles and some other playwriters. And guess what? She also dropped an album. That's right. She dropped an album called The Garden of My Mind back in 1975. Yo, she's been doing it for a while. She got mad television shows she's been on, and she got mad stage work, mad plays. With that said, we're going to go to this song done by Norman Sand. Norman Sand. That's right. This song right here is called My Soul. So let's get to it.
Nah, 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 no. Yeah. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Yeah. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before he hit the fence, but he hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. When I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these whole war, last name ain't Kent. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she paid tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah, yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe, that's why I be going ghost. I ain't trying to stay up on that wide road, cause I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. They thinking I'm bluffing, but I promise I do it. That K got a drum, like murder and booming. Sending you verse, if I get my little Uzi. They thinking I'm crazy, I'm gon' see you the haters. People I'm saying ain't get what I'm painting. A picture big, I call it little baby. If I'm on the board, then we playing chess. If you on my way, you gon' need a vest. Act big, you might get stretched. All your gun talk, I ain't impressed. My 45 see real traffic. That's Dallas, Texas. My little partner called a body for a Maserati. He told him get about the car, hit him with the shotty. That 12 gauge gave him life in the 12th grade. I tried to write him, but we ain't on the same page. I caught him slipping, I just had to let him know. Ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. These demons really out to get you, so you better guard your post. There's certain things I could probably let go, but I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
Yeah. That's Norman Sand with My Soul. So check that out if you can. If not, hey, you heard it here first, right here on Black Power Media. Now at this time, if Kalanji's back from the bathroom, let's bring back our host right here, right now. Oh, look at that.
All right, look at that.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for telling everybody I'm back in the bathroom. I actually didn't even go to the bathroom this time. But shout out to Esther Rolle. A fun fact for folks who watch Good Time. Esther Rolle was actually 19 years older than John Amos, who played her husband on the show. So he was closer to Jimmy Walker's age. Jimmy Walker, who played the son, was 8 years younger than John Amos. And like I said, I think at the time, John Amos was like 34. And like I said, a 19-year difference. But he played that role.
I mean, that must be why he looked like he was 55 for 30 years.
Yeah, that is exactly why.
I'm like, damn, John Amos ain't aged a day.
That's because he was always 55.
Yo, you know he was doing mad chafing with them corduroy pants on. Yo.
A lot. He was hot.
Hey, also about Esther Rolle, she attended Yale University, became the first woman to receive the NAACP Chairman Civil Rights Leadership Award for help raising the image of blacks. Yeah.
All right.
Straight out of Bahamas, her family.
Hey. Really?
No doubt.
Yeah.
And we got some more dough while we're listening to Esther
Did
Rolle.
we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our
Let's see,
good
what we
brother.
got?
We'll go ahead and rock it out.
Hold on.
All
Where
right.
we at? I just saw it.
Nefa
Bang, there you go.
Freeman, come on now.
Shout out to
Nefa
Nefa
ran us
Freeman.
some bucks.
He got 50 on it. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. And Nefa, I've been checking out some of your work. Nefa's a dope activist, man. So I want to definitely salute him as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we've met in person, but then again, you know, so many people like we was together last week. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
So funny Abdus story. I really do have like a million of them. So
shout out to Abdus. I owe him a few jokes, and I get with that tonight. I don't discriminate.
Speaking of jokes, so Abdus could never pronounce Netfa's name right. It just never came out right. It always came out with the F before the T, and I would be like, dude, it's Netfa, and he'd be like, Nefta? No, it's Netfa. So at one point, I don't know where this came from in his mind, but he would start making this like Panther sound whenever Netfa would call, because you know Netfa is the organizer for Pan-African Community Action. We're a member of Pan-African Community Action, so you know he called, and every time Netfa would call, and he would see his name on the phone, Abdus would go, "Oh hey, there's Nefta." Wow. And I'm like, what is that? So Netfa, you had a calling card, a sound associated with you that Abdus came up with, and it was a panther, I guess. I don't know, but
Jackie, with all due respect, that's a hell of a panther sound that you just made. I don't. It was. That sound like.
I can't do it like he did it, but it was. I mean, he'd be in the other room and he'd be like, "Oh, that's Netfa."
It sounds like my main man Brusky if somebody stepped on his tail. But I'm just saying, don't mind me. Yeah, I don't call him Brewski. I call him Brusky because he just reminded me of Brother Man from the 3rd floor, or 5th floor, whatever goddamn floor he was on.
It was much funnier when Abdus did it than me telling about it. I know.
I could imagine, Jackie, because that shit was dry. No, mess you.
It was terrible. I'm sorry.
I'm just messing you.
Never said that the Remix Morning Show was a morning staple for him. So that means a lot. That's very important. So thank you all.
Bless his heart. Bless your heart, Netfa. How about that?
That's it.
I don't. It don't sound right coming round for me. That's a little, you know what I'm saying. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Might be something like that. Shout out to Nia Shell. Nia Shell in the building.
Thank you.
I mean, we got that dub sack from Nia Shell. Yes. Break it on down. Well, you can't get a dub from nowadays, but I
no. Back in the day. Dog, when's the last? I can't even. I mean, are we gonna have to tell the kids what dime bags was back in the day, honey? Let me tell you. I mean, I feel like Willie Nelson in Half Baked. Remember when Willie Nelson made his appearance in Half Baked, and he was like, back in my day, a dime bag actually cost a dime. Look at this shit now. This shit all expensive. Like, kids used to buy weed for $10. Believe it or not.
I'm Manila envelope old. You know what I mean? So we talking about 7 joints. $5. You know what I mean? So we say you got 5 on it. It was before having 5 on it.
Oh my God.
7 joints. And I remember my pops.
Don't forget the wake up.
I used to wake up in the middle of in the morning, and I ain't really know what it was for years till my homies start coming through. They're like, oh shit. My father would have a garbage bag full of weed on the coffee table and a sawed off. You know what I mean? So once we learned what it was, then we start pinching a little bit here and pinching a little bit there. And then after a while, you like, you been taking my weed? No, sir, not me.
That's a whipping.
He would always accuse me of being high when I was straight. And when I was straight, he didn't know I was high. So that tells you something. But anyway, I don't know why I'm sharing these secrets. But yes, manila envelopes. Shout out to those who know about the manila envelopes in the building. That black gold, you know what I mean?
And those nickel bags reminds Kalanji of middle school, you know.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, man.
That was a square. Lord have mercy.
I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? We was going through shit. That was our medicine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
anyway.
what other? Do we have some more news? Let's see.
We do. Besides me talking about nickel bags, what else?
That's always news. But you know what? The NFL, excuse me, is on that shit as always. But this time they have hired ex-Obama AG Loretta Lynch as counsel on their racial discrimination suit. Hear what I'm saying? The NFL has hired Loretta Lynch to defend them against Brian Flores's racial discrimination lawsuit.
Never fails. Never fails.
Now,
never fails.
I'm just going to drop this in the chat for you. There really is no point in reading all that bullshit, because this is really another example of what we always talk about, why we don't celebrate the black firsts in this system. This, first black woman, especially as a woman, right? Especially as a woman. How the NFL has a problem with gender harassment, has a problem with homophobia in the locker room, still does. You're not gonna convince me that that's not true. They still don't pay the cheerleaders on all the teams. Do you know that they make like almost minimum wage? They practically don't get paid. They have to pay for their uniforms. They have to pay for the equipment. They have to pay to maintain their hair and nails and all that kind of stuff. And they don't get paid. And the cheerleaders who work for the Super Bowl teams, they don't really get a cut of those earnings. They don't get a Super Bowl ring. One of the cheerleaders on one of the teams sued the league because the cheerleaders were paid less than the fucking mascot, the dude with the animal costume on, who made $60,000 a year.
Wow.
The Washington football team has an enormous sexual harassment scandal in the front office. That's the front office. That's the folks who work in the office. That ain't even talking about the cheerleaders. That's the women who work in the office. And the league is now finally talking about how can we get rid of Daniel Snyder. And Loretta Lynch, this black woman, that's in addition to everybody, the racial scandals that the NFL has had with Colin Kaepernick situation, with the revelations that the league has discriminated against black players in CTE insurance claims and settlements using this scale where they measured the cognitive function of black players lower than white players as a natural matter of course, so that black players ended up getting lower settlements or not getting approved for CTE insurance claims at all. And if you think that's only done in the NFL, you are sadly mistaken. That is medical standard across the board. All right. So that's that. And then here we are. Brian Flores has filed another lawsuit, because there's a lawsuit pending for that. And now Brian Flores has filed another lawsuit that has exposed the racism among the coaches in the coaching staff in the NFL, where the Miami Dolphins were literally willing to pay Brian Flores money to lose. They were paying that man to lose they offered to pay him to lose. Brian Flores was a winning coach.
Yeah.
It was more beneficial to these cracker ass owners of the Miami Dolphins for this black coach to lose than it was for them to win. And the fake interviews that he did with the Giants, and I forget the other team, to say, okay, fine, we interviewed somebody black for the coaching staff. Now let's just go on, get this over with and hire the white boy we wanted. All this other stuff has come out in this lawsuit that Brian Flores has filed against the NFL. All of this stuff, the sexual harassment, the gender harassment, the exploitation, the racism, and who accepts the offer to defend the NFL? A black woman, Loretta Lynch.
I mean, well, she's pro-cop out the gate. You know what I'm saying? That was her whole position. So it's not like, I mean, we're not surprised. I mean, it's like, you know, we expect certain things from certain people, but we have to keep in mind too, when you talk about the NFL, you know, it's a modern form of what did they used to call it back in chattel slavery with the
plantation.
Yeah. No. I'm saying when the brothers, they would pit the two brothers against each other and whatnot, and they would fight to the death. I forgot what it's called, but you know, it and I'm sure the chat can help me. But it's a form of barbarism, and the thing is, you know, the truth be told, keeping it funky, you know, they have a problem with you kneeling on one knee, when in fact you kneeling on both knees, kissing their damn feet and their ass every day. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole job of the NFL. It's a money-making entity, and it's made for their entertainment. And we get confused into thinking that what's good for the master is good for the slave. You understand what I'm saying? So we're entertained by whatever they're entertained by. Whatever they introduce to us, we just fall in line. Whatever they put on the television set, whatever the situation is, we fall for it and we just go through it. Yes, thank you. Mandingo fights. Yeah, so it's that is what it is. It's like, you know, it's a form of barbarism. And again, I love football. I used to play football, believe it or not. And you know, the sport is a beautiful thing. But to me, any sport or any form of entertainment where folks are getting millions of dollars and there's people starving not even a block away, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happened over this past weekend with the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Inglewood, a predominantly Black and brown place, experienced high levels of gentrification and displacement because the NFL wanted to build a $5 billion stadium in a Black neighborhood. Of course, they didn't even consider, they didn't even think about building that shit where white people live, right? So it was more important to displace Black people and brown folks to accommodate the stadium. And in advance of Super Bowl weekend, ICE was out there looking for people to deport, trying to sweep up folks during in advance of the Super Bowl. Also, the homeless encampments around SoFi Stadium were violently cleared. So I did a whole show about this actually a couple weeks ago or last week. And I mean, the NFL is just like America. It is capitalist, it is racist, it is misogynistic, it sucks up public resources, and is run at the behest of the whims and wishes of white billionaires. So yes, I mean, and I saw someone in the chat say something about Brian Flores and basically saying Brian Flores is not really worthy of our support because he has a white wife and etc. Listen, y'all, this is not simply a Brian Flores sort of thing. This is a Jim Caldwell situation. This is an Eric Bieniemy situation. Like, there's a lot of talented Black coordinators and coaches who deserve to be head coaches in the NFL. So Flores is just the front man for this point. This thing is bigger than Nino Brown, y'all. This thing is bigger than Nino Brown.
And you know what? Brian Flores' white wife sure as hell ain't stopping from filing this lawsuit exposing all this racism against his Black ass by the NFL. So I don't understand why that even makes sense. But this is why. And I'm going to say this on our anniversary show because I want to make this clear. This is why I'm very careful about. I'm very, very careful about saying things like trust Black women. I'm very careful about saying, like, you know, oh, Black girl magic. Very careful about saying I love all Black people. I don't. I don't. Yeah. And it's people like her that are the reason I don't say those things. I used to because it sounded good, right? Because you want to believe in your people. You want to, okay, fine. And I think most of us do this work because we want better for our people, but we need to be clear who our people are.
And that's important.
That is the part of this struggle that we need to make very clear so that we're not co-opted by these catchy phrases like trust Black women. No, I don't trust all Black women. I don't trust Loretta Lynch.
No.
Yeah. I don't. So we're talking about trust Black women. Which ones? Right. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about, you know, I love our people? Which ones? I don't love Loretta Lynch. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I have nothing personal. I don't know her personally. I don't want to know her personally. I don't think we could be friends. Because when your politics are such that you as a Black woman would defend an entity that exploits people and has committed all of the egregious actions against marginalized people that we just talked about, not just within the organization, but in the communities that the organization's business practices affect, then you're not our people. Yeah. You're not my people. You're not for our people.
And we got to be clear. We got to be clear. Not to cut you off. Like our people are confused. When you're at war, you have to be clear about the fact that you're at war. You know what I'm saying? If a enemy child soldier is running up on you with a gun, and you have the opportunity to take that enemy child soldier out, then that's what you do. Mm-hmm. If a Black woman cop is trying to kill your brother, you don't say, well, she's a Black woman or whatever, so on and so forth. You're on the wrong side of the barricades. And we have to be clear. It's not, there's no, when it comes to your enemy, there's no gender roles. And there's no color either. Your enemy's your enemy. It's not, well, she's, because what happens is I've seen time and time again, there's been cases and I'm gonna go there a little bit, but there's been cases when police officers have been killed, particularly Black women. And they play on our emotions. Oh, well, she's a mother, you know what I'm saying? And this poor woman, and they just walked up to her. That happens every day in the Black community with quote unquote civilians. Black, they don't say, well, was Sandra Bland a mother? They didn't say was I forget the young sister up in Detroit, the 7-year-old who was killed.
Ayanna Stanley.
Stanley Jones. Yes. They don't say, well, she could have grown to be this. You know what I'm saying? When 93-year-old Katherine Johnson was murdered in her own home here in Atlanta, what did they do? They didn't admit they didn't admit that they went into the wrong house. What they did was they planted weed in her basement and they handcuffed her dead body as she bled out in her living room. And it was her mailman, which happened to be a member of FTP, who called us and said, listen, they just murdered this elder on my route. And I just heard them talking about, she had drugs. He said, I've been on this route for 20 years. And I know this woman. She don't even come off the porch, let alone talking about selling drugs. But they planted weed on her. And they got this 23-year-old cat to be an informant and to say that he bought weed from her. They didn't apologize. And then this jackleg preacher down here, Markel Hutchins, fuck you. He trots the dude out there on the TV screen. And this cat right here, he looks like every other brother you see on the block. He's tatted up, you know what I'm saying, looking cool, the whole thing. But what he did is he said, listen, I can't say that I bought weed from this woman because I didn't, and she reminds me of my grandmother. So even him, in his traitorous ways, he got some type of he came to his senses. He's like, this is bullshit. But like I said, the police are not concerned. The state is not concerned with your color. They're not concerned with your gender. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Who's concerned with that? Us. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we got to point out reasons to not work together. We got to point out reasons for us to be inconsistent because of the fact that it hides the fact that we're cowardice. You know what I'm saying? So we got to run for cover. We got to say, oh, this one did this, or this one is, you know what I'm saying? She's gay, or this one is, he's this. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go beyond that. And we must deal with our contradictions, but we deal with our primary contradiction first. And our primary contradiction is the state.
Jackie, I'm really appreciative that you brought up the story, especially through the context of Loretta Lynch, because it was really during the Obama administration that I had an epiphany or a better understanding about the bullshit that representation means to us, and the emphasis that representation is put upon us. Like, it's so important that we have the first Black president, the first Black attorney general. And part of my awakening came after the murder of Miriam Carey. Miriam Carey is a Black woman who was, I believe, from Connecticut and was down here in the district. She got turned around. The police say that, again, police say that she knocked over a bike rack, allegedly, and then she took off, allegedly, down the street. Again, I'm gonna say allegedly for all this, because all of this is the police accounting, and the police lie about everything. So anything that they say must be viewed with a healthy dose of skepticism. But anyway, this Black woman was shot in the head with her toddler in the back seat. And I was hoping beyond hope that right there in the shadow of the White House, where this woman was murdered in front of her child, that the first Black president and the first Black attorney general in Eric Holder would investigate and absolutely find the injustice and hold her murderers to account. And there was an investigation and nobody was even charged.
That's right.
And I was like, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What's up with this Black power? What's up with all, if what the fuck did we vote for you for if you're not going to even hold pigs accountable for murdering mothers in front of their children for literally doing nothing besides getting turned around on the street?
Right. Making a wrong turn, getting confused, and then getting freaked out because she was surrounded by fucking cops with their guns drawn. I mean, exactly. So I don't need to I trust you until I see what you do. And these people have shown what they do and who they are very clearly. They're not shy about it. Loretta Lynch is not, she is not shy about it. She's telling us who she is. And folks, the capitalists and the compradors, they are unashamed about who they are and who they work for. So I am going to be equally unashamed in declaring that they are not our people. And they are our enemy, and that's that. Uh-oh, you're mute.
With that in mind, I want to quote the revolutionary, not revolutionary. I want to quote Ice Cube and say, "Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Got it bad because I'm brown." Anyway, we're going to go to the ear doctor real quick, and we're going to come back out of it. We have a special guest, and you all are welcome to join us. Who'll be coming on right after the ear doctor. He'll be talking about Imam Jamil, formerly H-Rap Brown, amongst other things. What happened, the ear doctor? What's the deal?
Hey, everything's good. I got my coffee. I'm still recruiting for the concert last night. Like I told y'all, I went to go see Jodeci.
He's staying out like that.
New Edition and Charlie Wilson. We'll talk about it real quick on the break. So let's go there.
Okay. Remix.
What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and all that. You know what I'm saying? We are here for y'all. This is our anniversary show. So what I was saying last night is I got to go see New Edition last night, y'all. Yes, I did. Check this out real quick. I got to go see them. All 5 of them was there. That's right. All 5 of them was there. I was amped. I got there, and I was like, man, listen. I first walked in and seen Jodeci. Jodeci actually came on time, and we came late, especially with the traffic and all that. Trying to get up in there, but they did their thing, man. Listen. Telephone, man. Hey, that's right. Click every time. Woo! What? Don't get me started. It was a great show. Charlie Wilson came out. He had a whole bunch of dancers with him. He was doing the moves. He had on a big shiny glittery outfit. I was like, bruh, you're killing the game right now. So it was real dope. Like I said, Jodeci came out, did their thing. Big up to Columbus, Georgia, man. I had a great time. As you can also see, I was chilling out with my cousin, and when one of my favorite songs came on, I had to sing along. That's right. We talking about the song that goes no other than Jealous Girl. When Jealous Girl came on, that was me and my cousin right there. I had to show up and show out. Yeah. So it was a dope show. Big up to them brothers for standing around so long and doing their thing. That said, we're going to go ahead and take it back for this dope interview coming up right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's get back to it. Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
Whoa.
Dog.
You already know.
Heads up, ear doctor. Jealous Girl was sang by Another Bad Creation. The song you were singing is This the End? By
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
Right. Is it the end? Jealous Girl, My Kind of Girl. They did all the joints. I was up in there. Oh, it was beautiful.
And was it all? I'm thinking it had to have been 6 members if Bobby and Johnny were there, right?
You're right. You know, I'm not the great math sometimes. English, you know.
It's hard.
All the
It's really hard sometimes. I got it. But but I'm curious. So Jodeci though, what did Jodeci sound like? And what did Dalvin and Devontae do? Because I don't know what Dalvin and Devontae actually do.
Dalvin and Devontae got up there and they sang background. They did their thing as regular. You know, I came. It was 2 songs. I only got to see 2 songs of Jodeci. I was like, but it was great. It was great. So that's what it is. Yo, I'll talk more about it. And hopefully I get to go to more concerts and tell y'all about how they went down. That might be a new thing. Send me the concerts and I'll tell y'all how it went.
Well, hopefully you don't sing at the concerts. We can
hey.
And remember what the song is called. Like I sung Whoop There It Is by Snoop Dogg. Anyway. Anyway, you check it out, the Remix Morning Show. And of course, the ear doctor, as always, has lost his goddamn mind, but he might find it at the Jodeci concert. We have a guest coming up right about now. He's for those of you who do know, I am I'm a part of Imam Jamil Alameen's community, formerly known as H-Rap Brown. And this brother here is a serious worker. He's the local coordinator of IJAM, which is the Imam Jamil Action Network. And he's going to talk to you about some things coming up and how to get involved because of the fact that Imam Jamil, formerly H-Rap Brown, is a political prisoner. And we talk about political prisoners all the time, but for some reason, you know, we're selective with the folks we're talking about. So we're going to switch that, change that narrative. But we're going to be right back with my brother, Lakeem Winborn, right about now. What's happening? Lakeem in the building. How you feeling, brother?
Peace and love. I'm great. How about you, brother?
Man, I'm trying to be as cool as you, man. I gotta get one of them cool ass hats you got right there.
No, man, I wear this cool hat because I used to have hair like yours, but it don't grow like that no more. So you know, that's you know, this is what it is. Peace and love, sisters.
Peace and love to you.
Good morning, grand rising.
No doubt. Hey, Lakeem, brother. For folks who are new on the block, you know what I'm saying? And if they're on Black Power Media, they should already know who Imam Jamil is. But give us a synopsis of who Imam Jamil is and why folks need to support.
Okay, so how much time do we have?
Man, go ahead and rap.
I'm gonna try to be concise. So Imam Jamil Alameen, formerly known as H-Rap Brown, is a historic activist organizer, a model of Black power. He began under the tutelage of his older brother Ed Brown, who was an activist and freedom fighter, if you will, and kind of doing like little brothers do a lot of times is that you coming up under your bigger brother, and you looking to outshine the big brother, and that's kind of how Imam Jamil was as Trap Brown. He rapidly became one of the key figures in us defending us to go vote. And when I say us defending us to go vote, I mean us defending us with arms to go vote. This is in beginning in Loudoun County, Alabama, in the Whitehall area, what have you. This is where the moniker, the Black Panther, began, and the Black Panther Freedom Party was in place in this area, and they used that. One of the reverends out there said, y'all need a name. You armed defending us. These white mobs are attacking us, coming to vote. Y'all should call yourselves the Black Panther, and it kind of took off with them, and then Huey and Bobby got wind of that, and they were like, we want to adopt that name as well, and they were welcomed with that. And so Imam Jamil is part and parcel to the Black Power movement, to what we identify as the actions and the symbols of Black Power. And so fast forward, just like every other leader, he was, I won't say just like every other leader, I'll say like many other leaders, like Fred Hampton, who was assassinated, Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., may he rest in peace and power. Minister Malcolm X, El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, may he rest in peace and power, to folks like Dr. King, may he rest in peace and power. All of these, Black Messiah list people, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, as H-Rap Brown was on that list from a very young age, and they attempted to take his life numerous times, car bombings, different things like that, and so on. And eventually they realized that assassinating our leaders isn't, it's too visible, too volatile. Let's just start locking them up. Let's put more energy into that. And so numerous times they attempted to lock him up. And one of those times he was in, and he converted to Islam while he was in. He was known as the voice. Like, when I think of Imam Jamil, I think of bold and effective. I think of very powerful. People say speaking truth to power. I don't particularly like that phrase. Because we are the power, we have the power, but just speaking truth in a very blunt and straightforward way, unapologetically Black, is who Imam Jamil was as H-Rap Brown. And then as Imam Jamil Al-Amin, a much more calm demeanor, but nevertheless effective, nevertheless impactful in the community here in Atlanta, in the West End, and in cleaning up that area, and creating a safe space for people. As well as internationally. And so, that's who Imam Jamil is, and is kind of roundabout and quickly as I can.
No doubt, no doubt. And for the record, I want to say that Imam Jamil Al-Amin, to me, is the closest living example to El-Hajj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X. You're talking about a brother who, when you talk about muscle in his voice, when you talk about the ability to command, he was chairman of SNCC, and rising power to his brother Ed Brown, because I had the opportunity to work with him on numerous occasions on Imam Jamil's case.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But he was definitely is still a force, and he's a powerful force. When he had the store in the West End, folks like Ice Cube and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and so many other folks, they would stop through. That was like it was obligatory to come check out H-Rap Brown. You know what I'm saying?
On.
And to what Lakeem's point is, when you talk about the West End, he cleaned up the West End community. And Kim, when you talk about securing the area, he established the first Islamic community in Atlanta, the first full-time Islamic community. But he also we had Sutra, and I was on the Sutra team. Sutra is security. So we would go around the neighborhood and making sure that everything is correct. We had overnight shifts. So we would take 2-hour shifts apiece and go around to make sure no one was breaking in cars, make sure nobody was violating the community, so on and so forth. But what he did, I was told stories about the Islamic Center where we have Juma or services at, it used to be a motorcycle gang location, and they were violating the community, literally raping women, selling drugs, cutting pigs open, letting them bleed in the streets, so on and so forth. And as legend has it, Imam Jamil stepped to him and was like, listen, you know, all this got to cease and desist. So basically, they thought, as we say in the hood, shit was sweet. And they ended up thinking that they were going to defy the situation. But I must say, to make a long story short, that the motorcycle club, which was their headquarters, is now the Islamic Center. So we know who prevailed. So H. Rap Brown, you know, when you talk about rap, he's that dude, you know. But I want to talk about some of the things that are going on right now, because Imam Jamil's been locked up for what, 21 years now?
Yeah, we're going on March 16th. We'll make 22 years.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So 22 years. And I mean, the alleged crime was so ridiculous. I mean, we can't get into it all right now, but we will be having a special here on Black Power Media dealing with it. But tell us, what are some where's he currently located, and you know, what's his condition, and how folks can support Imam Jamil?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I want to kind of count back on what you said, brother. You know, that's exactly what, you know, people don't. The West End used to be much like the Bluff. If you know what the Bluff is like, you know what the Bankhead area is like, what it looks like right now. That's what the West End used to look like pre Imam Jamil, pre he coming in and doing what he did in the 80s, and just like you said, with the motorcycle gang and others, you know, he let them know, hey, you got until Friday. It's cool as a fan. You got until Friday to get off the block, and you know, if you wasn't going by Friday, you know, we see the distinctions. So enough said there, you know, and so, but that's the type of power, and like you said, magnanimous, you know, the type of power, the type of leader who inspires people to move, you know, much like, you know, like I said, like much akin to Malcolm X, you know, Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., and even Chairman Fred Jr. now, but the ability to get people inspired to move and take action immediately is something that's a special gift that he has. And so that's why he's presently in Tucson, Arizona. He's in Tucson, Arizona. He's been there for years. In fact, last year there was a demonstration in August to fight for his cataract surgery. You know, for years he'd had this cataract surgery that was supposed to take place, and they put it off until finally they could use the pandemic as an excuse to put it off. And then you know, through pressure from the community and the people and legal action, the cataract surgery took place in August. In fact, you know, within a matter of weeks, you know, he had sight in both of his eyes back. He was legally blind prior to that. You know, he had to have escort people help him around and, you know, feel his way around to guide himself prior to the surgery, you know. And this is a man, we're talking about a writer, you know, who's written multiple books. You know, we're talking about someone who reads avidly, you know, who they prevented this, they allowed this cease in this ability, you know, and it's a part of faltering and thwarting our leadership. You know, prior to that, he was in Colorado. Prior to that, he was here in Georgia.
Right.
What's that?
No, yeah, Colorado Supermax, right? AdMax.
Yeah, yep, Supermax. Yeah, exactly. You know,
lockdown, right.
Lockdown. Yeah, you know, and even more recently, you know, he's been a part of a lockdown twice. Once, you know, the most recent was a fight or some sort of resistance that broke out within the facility where he is in Tucson, and then a couple weeks prior, in January, they quarantined him, supposedly quarantining him for you know, to keep him away from COVID. But what they were actually doing was quarantining him so that he couldn't make a court date that was a habeas corpus hearing to have him move from Arizona to Georgia. And that's what the push is right now. That's what the legal team and the community team is working on, is getting him moved from Tucson back to Georgia, so that he can be a part of his own defense. Presently, Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep rapping.
Yeah, I was gonna say presently, we have what's called the Conviction Integrity Unit, or Conviction, and I forget the newest name, but Conviction Integrity Review Board is, I think, what they're calling it now, under the leadership of District Attorney Fannie Willis, is interested in Imam Jamil's case. They're very interested in looking at his case, reviewing his case, and seemingly willing to right the wrong. 22 years later, we've seen several political prisoners and just prisoners in general get off based on these conviction integrity units that only a few states, a few counties in the country have, and Fulton County has one. And so we put pressure on them and others to use this ability to right the wrongs. Use it for the right reason, and they are interested, but they can't do it with him in Arizona. And so this is a part of the plan. They have him in a federal facility, but he's a state prisoner.
Right.
This is how they use the system to create and keep him in loopholes and out of one jurisdiction and in another, or in another jurisdiction out of the other, as it serves them to keep him away from us. When he was moved from Georgia to Colorado, part of just like when they locked him up, it's his ability to lead. The prisoners in the state of Georgia wanted him to be the imam for all prisoners in the state of Georgia.
Right.
And
I want to point out along with that, and I'm glad you said that, because that's what I was going to get to. There's a case in that prison right here in Georgia. He had they moved a white cellie into his they gave him a white cellmate.
Right.
And the cellmate told him, he was a skinhead. He told Imam Jamil that he was placed there. They wanted him to move on Imam Jamil. They wanted him to take Imam Jamil out. But what happened, Imam Jamil so hardcore that this white cellie is now Muslim.
Exactly. A skinhead.
A skinhead. he took his shahada and flipped the script. So they like, we got to get Imam Jamil ass up out of here.
We got to get him out of here. He's fighting for the people now.
Yeah. You got the skinheads, flipping. So I mean, what I'm saying? He admitted, like, look, they wanted me to take you out.
They wanted me to murk you. Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's saying, alhamdulillah, we here together, brother. You give us alarms. So
like you said, that's the power. Exactly.
And it's not no folklore. We're talking about
this is
a
real.
lot of times we hear these mythological, what I'm saying? And another thing too, I want to point out, when you write Imam Jamil al-Amin, he will write you back. And one of the things he closes with is, do you need anything?
Right. Exactly. Always.
He's the one that's locked up.
Always. Right. He's in prison. Yeah.
Right. And he'll tell you quick, they don't have me, I got them.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the spirit of this revolutionary freedom fighter. And for those of you who don't know who H. Rap Brown is, you really need to go back and research, because of the fact that when they was talking about burn baby burn, there was a brother that I was that I knew up in Connecticut. He's an ancestor now. He told me, he said, man, I was in the military in DC during the 60s and whatnot. And he said, whenever they knew H. Rap Brown was coming to town, they would have us with 50 caliber machine guns in the back of the joint. I mean, they was ready, because of the fact that one of the things, as one of the guests mentioned last week, I forgot which one, I'm getting old. One of the guests mentioned, and it might have been this week. It might have been the last poet. One of the things he said was that whenever H. Rap Brown would go to different towns, to different cities, he let him know two things. Look, get yourself a gun. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you arm, because of the fact that it's real. And aside from that, they knew that slogan, burn baby burn, they knew that, when H. Rap Brown came to town, as Stokely would say, Kwame Ture, he would
raise the iron. Right. Yes. He's raising the dander to the people. Yeah.
Man, he was the MC. Yes,
exactly. That's why this with the rap,
no doubt. The greatest
the
rapper
gift for
alive.
gab.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how can folks support Imam Jamil's case?
So yeah, right now, one of the key things that you can do is there's a couple of websites that you can go to. freeimamjamil.com, FREEJAMIL, excuse me, FREEIMAMJAMIL, FREEIMAMJAMIL.com. That's freeimamjamil.com, put together by the Students for Imam Jamil, and there's a link tree there with multiple action items that you can take immediately to get involved and to be a part of the campaign, from wherever you are on the planet. And then you have imamjamilactionnetwork.org, IMAMJamilactionnetwork.org, imamjamilactionnetwork.org. And on that site, you can find out about what events are happening locally, find out about other things that are happening nationally. Right now we have an event coming up this Saturday, February 19th, in a couple of days. Shouts out, first of all, I left it off at the beginning in my introduction, man. Happy anniversary, y'all. Big ups to Black Power Media. Yeah, indeed. And we appreciate love you all, and thank you for your support, brother. I've been off and on and in and out of Imam Jamil's campaign from when he first got locked up to now, but you were filling in, you were there, running alongside the folks. So and involved in that community. So, big props to you, you know what I'm saying? And to this whole network that y'all have here, give thanks, honors to you all.
Thank you for carrying on the torch. And we know that you are a serious fighter in our community, man. And that's why, we definitely want to have you on it. You mentioned the fact that we have there's a film showing that will actually be here on Black Power Media this Saturday.
Yep, that's where the shout out comes from. So we got Black Power Media as our one of the sponsors here. Big ups, big thanks to you for this platform. Black Power Media, the Malcolm X grassroots movement, Workers' World Party, the Moorish Science Temple of America, number 33, Atlanta, as well as the African Holistic Health Association, in partnership with the Arts Exchange, are all together on this event coming up Saturday on the 19th at 4 p.m. at the Arts Exchange. You can join in person, and we encourage, if you're here locally in Atlanta, come in the Atlanta area, come to the Arts Exchange at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Come to the Arts Exchange, be present and in person with us. And if that's not an option for you, you got Black Power Media right here, and so you can join us online and on different platforms, and you can be a part of it that way. That's how the filmmakers that are going to be a part of this presentation. So the title,
yes, give them the title. I was going to say you done told us everything.
Everything but the title, right? I'm excited. So the title of the film is Malcolm X: An Overwhelming Influence on the Black Power Movement. Again, the title of the film is Malcolm X: An Overwhelming Influence on the Black Power Movement. And as we both mentioned earlier, Malcolm X is, Imam Jamil is the closest thing we have to Malcolm alive today, and the same kind of organizer, mover, shaker, igniter, and exciter of people, and that's why he's behind bars right now. But the film shows Malcolm X in his traverses in Alabama. We don't get to see that part of Malcolm much. We know about Malcolm in Harlem and Chicago. We know about Malcolm in Mecca, but we don't know about Malcolm in Alabama and his impact there, and how he inspired people like Imam Jamil to do the work that he's done. So Malcolm X: An Overwhelming Influence on the Black Power Movement shows his traverses in Alabama, and it makes the connections between Imam Jamil, Loudoun County, as I mentioned, Whitehall, Alabama, and Malcolm X. And so, and where we are now, Imam Jamil, when he got knocked in 2020, he was actually in Whitehall, Alabama, organizing a community, a Muslim-led secular community in Whitehall, Alabama. So that's led by Muslims, but for everyone to be a part of. And this had local support, had national support, had international support, funding, a plan for infrastructure, and all of this. But and this is a key as to why he's in prison now, why he's been in prison for over 20 years. So come out with us Saturday, 4 p.m., February 19th, Arts Exchange, 2148 Noonan Street in East Point, Georgia. And, get involved, see the filmmakers, Thomas Muhammad and Jorge Baldor, that put this documentary together, and then be a part of the discussion afterwards. And of course, in that discussion, we're calling people to action. We're getting people involved. We're, getting people to take on roles and help right the wrongs. Let's do our part.
Right on. We appreciate you coming on, Lakeem, and keep up the solid work. Shout out to IJAN and all the workers out there that's putting in these efforts to make sure that that we continue to fight for our freedom fighters who fought for us. For folks who are not in Atlanta and can't make it out to Atlanta, make sure you check it out on BPM. It'll be 4 p.m. this Saturday. It'll be taking place after Warrior class will be at 1 p.m. from 1 p.m. to about 2-3 o'clock, and then at 4 p.m. After you get that training, you can make sure that you are in touch with what's going on with this film. It's I'm hearing it's a dynamite film, and also you get to check out the filmmakers, and we're doing this free. And this is what this is where your funding goes. This is where the support for BPM goes, when we can offer and bring on and collab with folks who are doing groundwork in different parts of the globe, not just Atlanta, not just DC, not just Philly, but all over the planet, whatever. So definitely appreciate your support, Lakeem Wilborn Bay. We're gonna have you back on because he's also an acupuncturist. So we're gonna bring him on at another time to talk about alternative healing. No doubt.
Yeah. And y'all see it here, free Dr. Matula Shakur. That's who whose legacy we're under. So what's the call? Free them all.
No doubt.
Indeed.
You're checking out the Remix Morning Show. We'll be right back with you with our main man, the ear doctorate, because he got some tunes, because we hit over 200 this morning. So we here. Burn It Down, Kim Brown, Kalonji Chung in the building. Remix Morning Show. Yes, y'all. Yes, Jackie's back.
That was great. Yeah, I have to write my monologue for the for By Any Means Necessary, and I just realized we have a 10 o'clock interview. So yeah, okay. I got to run and do my day job, but that was dope. That was really, as I was writing, I was listening, and I really appreciate you, Kalonji, for the attention, for the light that you shine on our political prisoners. That is really, it's really beautiful to see the commitment you have to our people, and I really appreciate it. And it's good to know all of these folks who are involved in these various movements to raise all of our awareness about all of our people behind the walls. So I just really wanted to make sure I said that. It's always a beautiful thing to see. And Ear Doctor, it's always good to see us having fun. I love to see when our people are happy. So even if you were singing, you named the wrong song, or maybe you didn't, I don't know, but and you were out there with all those people, it's very uncomfortable. But
you gotta know your immune system. That's all. It's like some people know theirs ain't the greatest. They know to mask up. Some people got a great immune system. They good. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and rock. Make sure y'all do know about what's going on tonight at 7 p.m. We're gonna have a party here. So bring your drinks, bring your whatever. and we gonna reminisce and have a good time.
We're gonna be drinking.
Hey, you already know.
Smoking and chilling. We're gonna be drinking, smoking, and chilling.
I'm nervous.
I'll be in and out because our girl Ricky Ryan is conducting a webinar for Black Alliance for Peace tonight, talking about African Liberation History Month and all of that good radical shit. So I'll be in and out 7 p.m. You can register for that at the Black Alliance for Peace. But I'll be in and out with my drinks. So I'll see y'all then.
No doubt, no doubt. And also tomorrow, don't forget, February 18th, Dr. Greg Carr, Dr. Jed Ball, and yours truly will be on Black Power Media.
Oh man, and that's gonna be the greatest verses ever. That's the best verses right there. Jared Ball versus Dr. Carr. I know it's not a verses. I'm just
yeah. And then I got to play the role of the moderator, so I might save my drink for that night.
You the DJ. You the DJ. It's Africana versus Africana out here. I love it.
Man.
Yep. Me and Dr. Tawheed gonna be talking Black economics tomorrow. Real quick, and then we're gonna get out the way and watch that versus, that intellectual versus between Dr. Ball and Dr. Carr.
Yes. And tomorrow on Burn It Down with Kim Brown, I am very excited to have Dr. CBS joining me tomorrow to talk about W.E.B. Du Bois. We're also going to be joined with activist Afeni Evans. Red is Ari on Twitter. So I call it Black Femme Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm the fluffer. Jackie come through with the raw. Here come LDI with the raw. So we do our things. We do our things.
It's a beautiful thing, Black media all together, man. So definitely support all of those platforms. Support Burn It Down Kim Brown. Support By Any Means Necessary. Support LDI. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we need alternative sources. You know what I'm saying? So often, folks talk about, media sources, but we leave folks out. We're not gonna act like we not crackers. We ain't acting like shit don't exist when it exists. But anyway, Air Doctor got some.
We got tunes. Like a minute, so
does your thing, my brother.
Let me go ahead and give y'all a minute mix, and that's what it is. Check y'all out.
Y'all back at 7.
No doubt. Salute.
Well, bust champagne and don't you out of your brain. Watch Mr. Fox and right on in the bashment. Excitement, yeah?
Well, we're having a bashment party. People get to feel the hype. Yeah. Wearing Gucci and the morning. Not a moment, not a moment. It's my shorty. Burning my jolly to the night. Them searching. That is why they pirate our things. Them searching. Like what does some clip them win? Hear them searching. That is why they duplicate the swings. And them searching. Whoa.
Memories don't live like people do. They always remember you, whether things are good or bad. It's just the memories that you have. The Beanie Man a sing say, hey, boy, stop live long in the past. Stop remember when man a ride us. Now you dead don't mean you're so lost. Just like a serpent snake on the grass.
Yeah. That's what it is. Black Power Media once again. Thank y'all for tuning in on our anniversary. Check y'all at 7 p.m. Peace.